Our education, somebody mentioned Boko Haram. I think whether we know it in this country or not, we have fallen into the trap of Boko Haram. That is why we don't pay any regards to leadership when it comes to education. These pretenders to governorship, pretenders to the leadership of this country, their educational profile is being questioned. And we're doing nothing about it. The educational profile of our president has been questioned. And you, educated ones, you are doing nothing about it. Nothing. 2023 is coming. I don't know what we're going to do. That is why we are here. We're not here just to sell this book to be sold. But there is a value more important in writing a book. He's not here to make money. That's not his interest. I know Rotarians like money. Don't worry. Money will come. As an educator, I'm looking for the values that work for money, that will bring money. And there's no value that is higher than the moral value of education. That's why he wrote this book. The academic staff union of our universities are constantly on strike. It's nothing to be happy about, because it constitutes a denial of fundamental rights. And while we are saying all these things as part of the underground messages that are coming up, I know what I did as Minister of Education. I made sure that none of my children went abroad to study until they finished their primary, secondary education here. It wasn't easy. And if my wife were here, she would tell you what we went through. It wasn't easy to be a minister and say your children should not go abroad to study. But I did it. My friend is highly educated. Sometimes we talk. I told him I went to one of the best institutions in the world. Oh, here I saw him write about Harvard, Cambridge, and all those things. They came to my school to learn how to set up universities. The University of Sorbonne. Hello? Are you hearing me? So why didn't you clap when I said that? Seriously, Sorbonne was the first modern university in the world, preceded only by Bologna. You know, it wasn't the kind of universities. So today we talk about Harvard, Cambridge, and so on and so forth. Sorbonne was the first to be established. And that system, the setup, was a system that Harvard, Columbia, and the rest of them learned from. Simply because of the title of the book, which I'm seeing for the first time. Is a title that brought me here. And until we came here, seeing the conviviality of education, when education is mentioned in Nigeria, I don't laugh. Because the subject should be an emergency case. I schooled in 3 continents, in Africa, North America, and in France. I got each of my 3 degrees from 3 different universities. And I came back here, and Within 2 years, I came back, I became the Minister of Education. We had 13 universities then in 19 states. We had less than 30,000 students in these 13 universities. The last school I taught in the US was the Ohio State University, where one of his relations studied. That was in 1974. Ohio State University in Columbus, on one campus, had 50,000 students. On one campus. And I came back to Nigeria, became minister in 1979, where the entire student population was less than 50,000 students. And when I met President Shehu Shagari on the subject matter, he said, look, you are the minister. You know, we know why we made you the minister. You come to us with your ideas on education. Come and convince me and your colleagues the way we should be trodden. The past administration, Obasanjo's administration, had decided that no new universities would be built in Nigeria. I took a memo to council and contradicted that and said why we should have universities in a presidential system of government. The rest is history. There was no University of Science and Technology in the country at that time, which I thought was an aberration. So the first thing I did was to start the universities of science and technology in states that didn't have it. And there were 6 states at that time, including Abuja, and we said that we should also start a university in Abuja. I found out that less than 10% of Jambites, qualified Nigerians, able to go to universities, had no admission. And I thought that the next best thing to do was to start the open university, so that those who can't afford to go to the former universities will go to open universities. I went to England and I studied their open university system. And we found out that out of every 4 graduates in London or the UK, 1 was a graduate of the open university. So I came back home and set up a committee and approved the establishment of Open University. Today, when I go out and see many children going into Open University, I feel quite gratified. At the same time, we had to involve the private sector in education in this country. I haven't read this book, but I believe that these are some of the issues that agitated the mind of my friend to talk about university education in Nigeria. So we started private universities in this country under my ministership. It's good to talk about these things because we forget a lot in this country. Still, for whatever reason, the admission policy had remained very retrogressive. Last year, 1.8 million Nigerians only took the JAMB exam, and only about 26% of this 1.8 million will be admitted because of the constriction of space. And when we are talking about that inequity, denying our children right